thought Paul Tierney got it right. The decisions that need to be made. Cedric, it was a dangerous shoulder barge into the back of Son, who could have collided with the oncoming Holden. I thought it was a really dangerous challenge. He was wrong side. Just concede that situation and hope for the best. You've not tracked your man. But his heads fell off. He's made a stupid error for me. And that was a 100% penalty. Holden, obviously the way that he conducted himself in the game, he's been brilliant for Arsenal over the last few weeks, I'm led to believe. And, you've got Ben White on the bench. He's literally panicked. He's thought, Ben White's there. I've got to do more. I've got to try this. I've got to try that. I've got to get tight to Son. Just played the same game. And for me, it's one of them, again, Arsenal struggling with their discipline, big game situations, not got an elite mentality. And, it has to come from the top. If I'm Arteta, before the game, I speak to Holden, Ben White's on the bench, so what? You just do what you've been doing. You don't have to do more. Don't do less. Just do what you've been doing. And any big game, Ray will say, any big game you go into, a manager really is a calmer. He calms the players. He don't add fuel to the fire, because the lads, for the last 10 days, everyone that sees him around London, good luck in the North London derby, good luck in the North London derby. They don't have to get the boys up for that game. What they have to do is calm them down and get them nice and calm, ready for this game. Do the job that they've been doing recently, because they've been doing great, and just continue that.
Yeah,
they've gone into that game just too excited, and they've had their head served back to them.
Well, let's hear what Mikel actually said. He was very angry. Have a listen to this, Trev.
Well, not everything, because I'm so proud of my players, but obviously we didn't get the result that we wanted. And to give you an evaluation, unfortunately, I can't even, because, as I said to you before, I will be suspended.
He's on to say he was suspended. He gets suspended for, was it 6 months, he said, or 6 weeks, Ray? I can't remember now. 6 months. That's how raging he was. Very, very angry indeed. A lot of Arsenal fans are texting in as well, Trev, and saying, hold on a minute, what about Song on the ground, the elbow? I don't know if you see that, Trev.
That was the first incident.
Yeah, I seen that. And
should VAR pick up on that?
It wasn't an elbow. It wasn't the corner of the elbow. It was almost like the tricep of the arm. There was a little bit of movement. There was a little bit. Thank you. I've been in the gym. There was a little bit of movement from some, but I don't think it was aggressive enough to warrant a red card for sure. It may have warranted a yellow because of the intent. There was a little bit of intent there, but Holden after that give him a judo move and flipped him over his head. So I think that was a little bit half dozen 1/6 of the other. You let that go on. If you're gonna punish one.
How many years now is it you've hated Arsenal, Trev?
Trev, you've been to the wrestling with Sam.
Well, you know what?
Wrestling with Sam, ain't you? Come on.
Ray will back me up on this. We're going to talk about.
I'm not sure he will.
He will. Ray will back me up on this. 93-20 is probably the biggest moment in Premier League history. But when I was just after I left Lilleshall with a few of Ray's teammates, Matty Joseph, Mark Flats, Craig Gorn, and others, I was looking at this game against Liverpool back in '89, and I wanted Arsenal to win that game. So I've always had a soft spot for Arsenal. But unfortunately, after last night's performance, or lack of it, I struggled to be able to defend how they've gone into that game, because 6 red cards this season. Gabriel, Xhaka, Martinelli, Holden. The list goes on. Every time look at the Manchester City game. Every time they go into a big game, they have head loss. And for me, it's not one individual player, although Xhaka's had a lot of animosity aimed towards him. It has to come from the manager. He's agitated. He's animated on the side. Even his comments after the game, he's almost trying to give his teammates excuses. Don't give the team excuses. They've got to be better. They've got to be more controlled. They've got to be more disciplined in big games like that. And at the moment, they're not getting it. And the reason they're not getting it is, for me, it's coming from the leader. It's coming from Arteta.
We're talking about big games, Arsenal results versus the big 6 in the Premier League this season. Played 10 games, Ray. Won 3, lost 7.
Obviously, they're well behind Liverpool, Manchester City. You could probably Chelsea a lot closer. Obviously, they went to Chelsea and won that game. That's one of the games they've won. But at the start of the season, they're bottom of the league. They spent 21 days in a relegation zone. So to get in a chance, and it's in their hands. Let's not forget, it's in their hands still.
Newcastle away.
If they go to
Everton
Newcastle
home.
and beat both, they come 4th place.
Yeah.
So it's not in Tottenham's hands. Tottenham have got an easier fixtures.
Yeah, Burnley home, Norwich away for Spurs. Okay.
Yeah, obviously much
Much
easier.
better goal difference.
Well, I don't think goal difference will come into it, Trevor.
I think they'll drop a point.
Who's that?
I think Arsenal will drop 2 points
I think
the next 2 games.
I think the Newcastle game is. I think the Newcastle game is vital.
What about Everton? If Everton are desperate for 3 points in that last game, or desperate for a point?
You would fancy Arsenal at home against Everton, if I'm being honest. I think that Burnley, it does depend on results. This weekend, Leeds United as well, how they get on against Brighton. So, yeah, I think it's all going to come down to it.
I think Tottenham win their 2 to 1.
Oh, absolutely.
They've got injuries as well. You look at the centre-half position.
Yeah.
You know, Ben White wasn't brought on. Why wasn't he brought on? Because possibly he's not 100% fit, and Arteta's learnt from bringing on Thomas Partey in the last, a couple of a season ago, that London derby when he wasn't fit, starting in the game. I think he lasted about 28 minutes or something, went off injured, was out for ages. I think Ben White might not be 100% fit.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, he's just got to chance him.
Yeah. He has now. 2 games to go. Listen, right, so we're going to go to the travel. But Arsenal have to win the tournament games, because Tottenham, I think, will. Yeah. So Arsenal fans, Tottenham fans, give us a shout. How are you feeling this morning? I know if you're an Arsenal fan, you might disagree with Trev. Tottenham fans will probably say, no, Trevor's right. The ref got every decision right. Where Arsenal fans say, what are you talking about?
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.